the facilities, including elections of the local branches or as well as state branch.
Sir.
And the data cannot be misused by anyone else because screenshot and listing you cannot take from the app.
Sir,
And this is available.
I think we should cut short the discussion and you try to initiate or start how this. So you will initial words from Dr. Harsh sir, and followed by you will introduce speakers, and the speaker will initiate their presentation.
Yes, yes.
After
Now
that, it will be a discussion. So
yes.
now four is there. So may I request Dr. Harsh sir, please kind word from your side. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I welcome you all on this Zoom platform of IMA, and the burning point, antimicrobial resistance. It is the mainstay of today's clinical practice. Everybody is worried about it, and IMA had thought at the highest level that all over country such webinars and meetings should be held. We have been allotted today's day for antimicrobial activity reports and discussion and expert opinions. So I welcome you all and request our speaker to start the subject.
Thank you. May I request Dr. PC Garg sir for
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for the introduction of the topic. Today we have two eminent doctors and very good orator and speakers with us. Dr. Dhananjay Mangal is a renowned pediatrician of Jaipur and he will speak on the subject. Second speaker is Dr. Lokendra Sharma. He is Professor Pharmacology SMS. These two speakers will give us their views about the topic. Now I request Dr. Dhananjay Mangal to start his topic.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And I'll share my so are you able to see my presentation?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So this is the theoretical presentation, but we'll go fast with the presentation. After that, we'll discuss what are the practical issues, burning issue. So currently, we are here to discuss the antimicrobial resistance. It's a very emerging issue. Okay. So antibiotics are among the most successful drug ever developed, but because every positive things comes along with the negative things also, so there is an increase in antibiotic resistance and impact human health at two levels. Firstly, it has a direct effect on the possibility of the treating infection, as well as it compromises the treatment that requires immunosuppression. And though WHO has stated that the emergence and dissemination of the antibiotic-resistant bacteria in hospitals means that commonplace medical procedures, once previously taken for granted, could be conceivably consigned to medical limbo. What does it mean? That this was the antibiotics innovation or discovery was one of the most renowned successful discovery in the 19th era. So what is the definition of the antibiotic resistance? Antibiotic resistance classically defined in the operation viewpoint that bacteria as resistant or susceptible on the basis of the possibility of treating the infection they produce. And second, clinical point of view, a microorganism is defined as susceptible by the level of the antibiotic activity associated with the high likelihood of therapeutic success. So first depend on the resistance on the basis of possibility of treating infection as well as the therapeutic success. So clinically, that's very, very important. If antibiotic is effective clinically, then it causes the susceptible, otherwise the resistant. So what are the common causes of the antimicrobial resistance? So most common cause is overuse or unnecessarily use or misuse of the antimicrobial. Second is inappropriate prescribing pattern. Third is lack of new novel antibiotics, or further go down to the antimicrobial resistance pathogens. So what is the unnecessarily use or misuse of the antibacterial? That's the most common cause. Sometimes we see that simple diarrhea, simple viral ARI, we use the antimicrobial. That has not to be used. And secondly, inappropriate prescribing patterns. What does it mean? Inappropriate means we should strictly follows the indications and diagnosis of the antibiotics and dose and route, whether it requires a single antibiotic or it's the combination of the antibiotic. So that has to depend on the disease pattern as well as the initial diagnosis. But if these two things further, because there is no novel antibiotics currently available, so we are day to day facing the problems. Once patient comes to us after getting the multi-drug resistant antibiotic from the periphery or from the outskirt area, we would not able to treat the infection. Origin of the antibiotic resistance is a theoretical pattern, and then the types of the resistance to antimicrobial agents. So antimicrobial resistance can be broadly classified as the intrinsic pattern and acquired resistance. So intrinsic resistance is not to be corrected very fastly, but we should concentrate on the acquired resistance, in which the naturally susceptible bacteria can develop resistance against the antibiotic by receiving genetic code from other bacterial resistance. What does it mean? That once bacteria are resistant, then other infection can mutate the things and can develop resistance. So they are the different mechanisms of the acquired resistance. So what are the implications of the antimicrobial resistance? It causes the antimicrobial resistance, hinders the effective treatment of the range of health conditions, common conditions. Second is mandatory prolonged treatment and expensive drugs to be used, and duration and cost of the treatment is increased. And the emergence of the new resistant mechanism within the bacterial threaten our ability to treating the common disease is difficult. And the success of the chemotherapy for immunosuppression, where the immunosuppression requires very, very difficult without any novel drugs. So this is again a theoretical part, mechanism of the antibiotic resistance. Then we should go ahead. This is the history. This is the whole history of antibiotic discovery and concomitant development of the antibiotic resistance. You just see in 1940, before 1940, there were the dark ages where no antibiotic was present, and only local treatment is to be given as per their knowledge. And in 1940s to 1950, development of the penicillin, discovery of the penicillin drug is very, very effective, and this was the golden era 1950s, 60s. And after that 1960, there are so many drugs had come for the treating the infection, but during this period, antibiotic resistance also increased, and till 2000, 2020, 21, we see most of the bacteria coming with so many multi-drug resistant, extended drug resistance. So it's very challenging, a very complicated issue nowadays. So resistance due to anthropogenic activities like dissemination of the antibiotics, antibiotic resistance within the agriculture, community, hospitals, wastewater treatment associated environment is a very, very important part to understand how this antibiotic resistance is developing. So where we can cut short and we prevent the antibiotic resistance. So there are some case studies been given, but we'll discuss practically. So my view, successful treatment of antibiotic resistant pollen. These are some examples are being given through case presentation that multi-drug resistant can be treated with the polymicrobial borne infection and other vectrophages, fast treatment with multiple antibiotic combination. That is the last resort to treat the infection, multi-drug resistant infection. But before that, before completion this talk, I would highlight and enforce on limitations. So what are the limitations, and guidelines are being laid by Government of India. Just So I would like to highlight the guidelines for the optimizing use of the key antiviral. This is a very, very important part. So we have to discuss very shortly. So you just see the guidelines and then we'll discuss what are the practicality of this guidelines. Because guidelines dena or guidelines ko follow and it's very, very difficult part and it's very totally different. So first is antiviral prescribing a good practice in which they send the appropriate investigation all suspected infection is recommended. And all attempts should be made to send antimicrobial samples prior to initiating antiviral therapy. Differentiation between contamination, coronization, and infection is important to prevent overuse of antimicrobials. Prescribing antibiotic just in case of the infection is present or patient is indoor, it's not justified. And choice of antibiotics, so very, very important part is use of most effective, least toxic, and least expensive antibiotic for the precise duration of time needed to cure or prevent infection. And pathogen specific guidance in hospital policy encouraged. So these are the different prescribed considerations for policies given. Clinical diagnosis is very, very important before starting any antibiotics. And what is the empirical therapy? So empirical therapy is to be given when there is no diagnosis available in advance. If the causative organ is not known and we are delayed initiating therapy would be the life-threatening or risk serious morbidity, antimicrobial therapy based on a clinical defined infection is justified and following process should be taken in consideration. So empirical therapy, so we should have some guiding guidance from the local authority or local medical college levels and some local authority to which empirical therapy is to be used. So it's a difficult. So these are the guidelines we can go through in detail. But what are the limitations to in these guidelines? Most important thing practically, there is the high pressure on the physician for sure cure. So what does it mean? हमारे बच्चे को या हमारे पेशेंट्स को 100% डॉक्टर साहब को ठीक करना है. So this is the pressure what we feel during our clinical practice. So at that time, we have to without a choice. Sometime we have to prescribe antibiotic because patient's pressure is very high. Somehow, if something happen wrong, maybe with the antibiotic or without antibiotic, final fate may be same, but we have to prescribe. So because of the PC, so many legal laws, doctors try to avoid to prescribe empirical treatment, but they have to. Second is regional and local limitations. Though guidelines says that we have to send culture, we have to send all investigation before initiating antibiotic. So it's not practical possible because number of doctor patient ratio is there in India and in our state. So before this guidelines to be laid down on all doctors or all levels, this should be modified according to the local levels, and we should have a local data. So no regional dynamic data available. We always try to gather the data from our friends or groups. What are the current situation? What are the current viral infection is going on? What are the type of the cohort of the patients are coming? What are the, so according to that, we have to try to change our practice, change our treatment as per their experience of our colleagues. But there is no strict guidelines, dynamic guidelines that has to be laid down our authority. These are the things currently for last 3 months, we are facing a lot of problems.
Some audio issue is there. Dr. Dhananjay, can you hear us?
some, I think.
ऑडियो वीडियो दोनों बंद हो गया डॉक्टर धनंजय.
So, can I start? I start in
नहीं
continuation.
पहले let PC Garg inform by phone.
नहीं. Yes. Dr. Dhananjay is out of scene suddenly.
I think some internet issue is
Yes.
there.
Yes. Dr. Lokendra, I request you
can
to continue. He
So,
will join us whenever.
Okay, I want to start some important things, which is in continuation with Dr. Dhananjay sir. Basically, some as far as my experience is concerned, and this I am audible. I think I am audible.
Yes, you are very well.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, as far as my experience is concerned, as a pharmacologist, I am also a part of standard treatment guidelines, which is developed by our SMS Medical College with our previous HOD and principal of various departments. And also in working in COVID management system also. Previously, we have also developed antibiotic policies and stewardship programs as per as latest national NMCs have issues guideline for every medical college and hospital to develop their own issues. They have developed on standard treatment guideline, and they have therapeutic drug committees also. So basically, as far as the issue of this rational use of antibiotic or development of antibiotic resistance, previously there is no free drug scheme is in Rajasthan all over India. Because of development of this free drug scheme, there is a lot of issues. Antibiotic resistance is there. Some companies have price control act. They have price control act, or maybe they have some fixed dose combination, also some bans in fixed dose combination. And because of ban of fixed dose combination of antimicrobial, because of development of resistance, they basically companies they have created price development, this price control act. And if suppose we are talking about the rational use of or rational combination of antimicrobials, then we can combine in the two different mechanism drugs. If some antibiotics, they have some additive effect. And as far as this issues of cost, if suppose we are combining two antibiotics, they have different mechanisms, they have additive effect, and ultimately we get benefit of cost also. And also this is compliance is also better if suppose we are combining antimicrobials, their pill burden is reduced. But as far as this irrational antibiotic uses, there are a lot of cases of irrational use of antibiotics there. And there's a different mechanism. Basically, nowadays, government, because of development of antibiotic microbial resistance, this is basically global threat to, suppose in India, suppose in one countries they develop antibiotic resistance, that resistance will be spread to other countries also. Later on, there's so many examples is there. So we have to avoid hit and trial methods of use treatment management of hit and trials. We try to, as per the NMC guideline, we try to implement antibiotic stewardship program also. From tomorrow onwards, so we are also celebrating antibiotic week. Our microbiologist department, with collaboration of medicine, pharmacology, and other department with pharmacovigilance centers, we are trying to create awareness in public also about rational use of antibiotics also. We try to basically we try to educate or create awareness among doctors. They have basically logically prescribed antibiotic. They have some documentations, and they develop some documentation, strong documentation, because if suppose some resistance is there, severe patient, some legal issues is there, they have to some documentation develop. They have to go on basically culture sensitive tests also. If suppose they are using multiple antibiotics irrationally, they're in certain conditions, then it can be of some illegal issues. It can be occurs. And this, as far as the very big problem is fixed dose combination and irrational use of antibiotics. Then titration of medicine, very difficult, and ultimately, if suppose you're combining 2 or 3 drugs, then there is basically price is also increased, and chances of adverse drug reaction is also increased because we are associated with pharmacovigilance centers, and we have facing difficulties. Suppose 2 or 3 antibiotics they are combined, then there is adverse drug reaction. It is very difficult to identify which antibiotic causes adverse effect, and there is this some combination they have incomplete pharmacodynamic combination. There is masking of symptom may occurs. It is very difficult to identify, and this is which medicine causing adverse drug reactions. So this is very difficult to identify this which antibiotic is causing adverse drug reactions. I want to share some PPT or that is, I think, my slides screen sharing. So as far as this, I think hope my screen is
Yes.
visible. So this some important point from this presentation which is sent by headquarters. I want to congratulate our SN Harsh sirs and PC Girl sirs, our secretary and vice president, and IMA also Rajasthan and IMA India also for this creating awareness about rational use of antibiotics. And they are, I think, it is a good initiative. They have a good initiative to prevention of antibiotic resistance also. And it is very important to everyone to have documentation of antibiotic use. Everyone have their complete their documentation. If suppose anyone complete their documentation, that is very important to face legal issues occurs if suppose serious patient is there. There are so many factors, antibiotic formulations, number of factors like some genetic factors also there, renal hepatic impairment. If suppose they are, then we have to use bactericidal drugs, preferably bactericidal drugs if the life-threatening issues, infection is there. And we are also careful for use in tumor, lymphoma, and vasculitis. Then strategy about antibiotic prescriptions, we have basically on clinical pictures and laboratory testing is important as far as which antibiotic is prescribed. The documentation of clinical pictures and laboratory test or culture sensitive test is very important as far as present scenario is concerned. Then there are a lot of issues of antibiotic prescriptions, the development of infections and sensitivity of flora, and there is hospital-acquired infections, then microorganism which is present in body that is also causes infection, and they also causes development of they have a lot of issues in development of resistance also. Some other strategy of antibiotic prescriptions also is, suppose one is a problem is foreign body infections, then we have to remove foreign body infections. Then some issues of acute infection is there, then we have to, if suppose serious infection, we can go for this is issue is whether we have to go for culture sensitive test initially or start treatment. It is very we have to use judiciously because of some legal issues there. So if serious patient is there, then we have to go for culture sensitive test. Then as far as this issue of older persons, metabolism, excretions of antibiotic is also because of pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic is change in older persons, and the toxicity of chances of antibiotic toxicity is more like aminoglycosides in older persons. So we have to go for rationally, as already we discussed about, we have to go for rationally use synergistically acting antibiotics. We have to go for diagnosis also. We avoid, we have to identify polymicrobial infections and identify the cause, and we have to focus which infection is there. There are so many side effects. We have to report adverse effect also antibiotics. Suppose any adverse effect occurs with antibiotics, or we try to identify which antibiotic can causes adverse effect, or we have to take care of allergic reaction, hypersensitive reactions of antibiotic also. Then, as Dr. Dhananjay sir also mentioned, this overuse of antibiotics nowadays because of free drug scheme of government, the self-medication, polypharmacy, and it is very difficult to prescribing system in India because of there is polypharmacy, lot of drugs, patient self-administering drugs. This overuse antibiotics, use of antibiotic in viral infections, it is very difficult to manage. We have to reduce that type of issues. And there is issues of self-medications, and duration of antibiotic use is also another issue. We have to take care of duration. We have to take care ideal duration to 5 days, and we have to follow according to clinical sign of what there is in sign of infection is there or not. Then the prescribing of antibiotic, as Dr. Dhananjay has mentioned, coming to acquired pneumonia and extensive therapy is required. Of suppose you have to extend more than 5 days, and what criteria you have to go, and you have to take care of vital sign also. Short course antibiotics, short course therapies. In some cases, you can go for short course therapy, but it is you have to identify. You have to go on basis of clinical symptoms and that, and you have to advise or educate, or nowadays you have to advise your patient to self-monitoring of your symptoms and your requirement of antibiotics or your extension of duration of treatment. So you have to educate your patient also. As says the right formula is right, you have to document. Every clinician, I think, have to document right drugs, right doses, and right durations. So their documentation have to complete as far as this present scenario is concerned. Oral and antibiotic exposure, there are a lot of exposure nowadays in viral condition infections and different conditions. Use of or misuse of antibiotic or self-medication of antibiotics, and because of availability of free drugs scheme, there are a lot of issues of irrational use of antibiotics. Then every antibiotic prescribing, some have urinary tract infection, pneumonia, MRSA. If suppose you have to focus on infection, type of infection, identification of infection, on culture sensitive types, and severity of infection, according to that you can go for specific treatment. And unnecessary use of antimicrobials in COVID periods. We have a lot of reported adverse effect of COVID periods also, even in antibiotic, and also steroid-induced and some oxygen-induced adverse effect. If suppose you are multi-drug resistance bacterial infection or multi-drug fixed dose combination of antibiotic we're using, so it is very difficult to identify which antibiotic is causing adverse effect. So we have to avoid excessive use of antibiotics. So we have to also watch age-related morbidity and mortality as far as the using of antibiotics. So excessive use of two antibiotics. In some antibiotics can be cardiotoxic, so it is very carefully we have to take care of age-related patients. Some of the examples is commonly used antimicrobials like erythromycin, azithromycin, amoxicillin, ciprofloxacin. They are basically all antibiotics in India. They are available over-the-counter drugs, OTC drugs. So it is very some of the common condition where patient is common condition, they have to take care, fever, common cold, cough, sore throat, diarrhea. So we have to avoid as far as this, in these conditions there is chances of irrational prescribing, and some illegal issues occurs in other countries, but we have to take care of India also. Overuse of antibiotics, if overuse occurs, then chances of resistance can occur. Then we have to some general antimicrobial prescribing advice, like do not start antimicrobial in absence of clinical evidence bacterial infections. So if suppose you have to clinically identify it is viral infection, then you have to avoid this use of antimicrobials. Initial prompt treatment is suppose serious life-threatening infection is there, then you have to start a prompt treatment. You can start use of antimicrobial with appropriate spectrum to cover pathogens. So you have to try to identify cause of infection that is causing which type of infection is responsible for this type conditions. If children want local guidelines, we have to develop, every hospital have to develop their antibiotic policy. They have to develop their standard treatment guideline. They have to develop, have therapeutic drug monitoring committee. So these every hospitals, if suppose they are these type of committees they have, then they also have some committees of this de-prescribing committees also. Then we have to objective has to decrease polypharmacy practice also. Some committees of rational use of drug also. One of mandatory committee as per NMCs, that is pharmacovigilance committees also in every hospital. Then material vigilance committee, that is monitoring for medical device management, medical device adverse event monitoring. There's also some, as already discussed, a lot of things. Yeah, go for culture sensitivity test initially. We have go for intravenous antibiotic. Suppose serious condition is there, and there's you have to their own basically P regime, P antibiotic policy or P regime. Then you have to antibiotic stewardship treatment algorithm also. You have to develop their own algorithm. So go for identification of bacterial infections and review clinical review after 48 to 72 hours and follow and monitor and go for aggressive treatment if suppose serious infection is there. Then antibiotic is some conditions there antibiotic does not work, as everyone know, because most of the audience are clinicians. So antibiotic, some conditions there antibiotic is needed, suppose serious infection, pneumonia, and sepsis, UTI. In these conditions, you can go for directly antibiotic treatment. But if suppose there is viral infections, flu-like vomiting, so you have to avoid. This is very common. So there, as in some important instructions, as Dr. Dhananjay sir mentioned, there is you have to on initiative. Doctors, they have their own policy making. They have to avoid misuse of antibiotics. There are a lot of reasons of misuse of antibiotics. There's a lot of area where this antibiotic resistance, responsible for antibiotic resistance by animals handling, by animal product using, then a lot of chances of resistance by using unnecessary rational using of antibiotic, the chances of resistance. Then physician do reduced in a, so our aim is we have to educate our physicians, we have to educate our students, PG students, we have to educate our paramedical staffs to just avoid inappropriate use of antibiotics. We have education discussion programs, we have avoid over prescribing phenomena, we have to try to develop some policies in hospitals so avoid unnecessary antibiotic uses and prevention of some intestinal disorders. Some latest research is also showing that probiotics also some responsible for multi-resistance in if co-administered with antibiotics. So this is also controversial issues. Probiotic we have to prescribe or not. Generate possibility of resistance transfer is with probiotics to this common cell flora or this bacterial pathogens through probiotics. Then antibiotic multi-resistance, and we have safety of probiotics also some controversy. Some drawbacks of using with probiotics is also with antibiotic infection. This is some genetic and biochemistry of resistance bacillus. Some of the example, let's try this is mechanism how these are the antibiotics. This is inactivation of penicillin, cephalosporin, amyloglycoside, but in macrolides there's target modification. So this is a way of resistance, how this resistance developed. what is the basis of resistance gene, some gene is responsible or some chromosome is responsible. And this is antibiotic resistant Bacillus clasi. This is so many number of resistance strain is there. So this is all about this quotations. This is infection disease, one of the great tragedies of living things, the strategy of existence between two different form of life. Instantly, this pitfalls war goes on without quarterly or ramsets. So this is basically our objective of our lectures, or objective of our today is the sensitization of antimicrobial resistance, sensitization for rationals of antimicrobials, sensitization of documentation of use of antimicrobials. And we also try to sensitize our student also. We also sensitize or involve our students and more and more faculty and more doctors to involve this national programs. NMCs also have issues certain guidelines for to develop antibiotic policies and develop antibiotic stewardship programs, then drug and therapeutic committee. The aim of overall everything is to have to go through this, learn how this rational use of antibiotic can go, and how this we prevent threat of global resistance. If suppose resistance is developed, and it is very difficult to treat small infections. So I think thank you so much giving me opportunity to interact with a very big platform of India, I can say. And thank you very much, Dr. S.N. Harsh sir, Dr. P.C. Garg sir, and all our association member of Rajasthan giving me opportunity. Hopefully, Dr. Dhananjay will join us if suppose some internet issue is solved.
He is connected.
He's there.
Yes.
So Dr. Dhananjay can add on something or give some highlights.
Thank you, Dr. Loken. You illustrated a very simple way as a complicated case, complicated topic. So you have rightly said that sensitization program. So my humble request to IMA headquarters and officiate, kindly not let down this CME as an event, but we should form some practical guidelines or practical things to be go up to the root level. So my humble request to all IMA officiate, we are very thankful to all of you for giving us opportunity to be here and discuss. It's a very alarming and emerging topic on antibiotic resistance. Now, Dr. Loken has rightly said that sensitization program for the students as they are already doing, but we need a more and more programs to the students and medical graduates as well as for society also. So we have to organize some CME workshop and some awareness programs for the society also, that antibiotic doesn't mean seriousness, doesn't is equivalent to the antibiotic requirement. So they should know, they should not enforce to the clinician to prescribe antibiotic. So they should know what are the harmful effects of the antibiotic. So one is sensitization program for the different group, and we have to very methodical, very sensitive during teaching our students during medical education program for this antibiotic, how to use and how to prescribe the things. Second thing is practical guidelines as per local consideration. That's very, very important. My humble request to all officiate as well as teaching faculty that we should have some guideline that has to be dynamically changed as per seasonal changes. So we have to change according to that. I was just giving the example that we are facing so many problems during for last 3 months. We are having a lot of patients from a different type of the viruses like dengue, non-dengue, COVID also somehow. So this is the combined efforts of the teaching faculty and our leaders for guide us to how to prescribe and what to prescribe. So that has to be, this is up. So Dr. Loken, your voice is not coming. Please unmute yourself. Dr. Loken, please unmute yourself, please.
हेलो
Yeah.
ठीक है, अभी कोई और की बात हो बता देना।
नहीं, सर से बात होगी ना आपकी?
हाँ, बात होगी सर से बात।
तो वो मेरे से पूछ रहे थे
अच्छा
कि वो आपने कर लिया क्या? मैंने कहा करेंगे सर, आज करना है।
ठीक है।
तो आप आज मूड में हो क्या?
हाँ, चलें, कोई दिक्कत, आप बुला लेना।
Sir, can we mute and we should finish first. So kindly mute yourself and
हाँ सर, बता दो।
you mute yourself and continue. Otherwise, we will discuss here. Yeah, Dr. Lakin, unmute if you are comfortable to discuss with this topic.
Unmute yourself.
Okay, so my humble request to officiate, kindly note down that one is
Any query, any Dr. Dhananjay, any query from my side?
Yeah, I need your help to formulate a dynamic guidelines that has to be changed as per seasonal basis as well as a local basis, because it's a very impractical thing that antibiotics to be start and
basically for that we can follow WHO guidelines, we can follow some AIMS or other issues guidelines. Third, we can make our state guidelines by involving all different consultants. Basically, actually, suppose you and me framing some guidelines, then they very difficult to involve in surgery department or medicine department or any other specialty. It's very difficult. So we have to suppose we have developed standard treatment guideline by SMS medical colleagues. So they involve every department HODs. So if suppose antibiotic policy, antibiotic guidelines, suppose we want to develop that type of things, then we have to involve every specialty persons.
Yes. So
every one person from every specialty.
Yeah, it is the work of, it's a joint venture of academic field as well as this practical, those who are doing a private and a government sector. So we are all having a different type of the guidelines from the WHO guidelines, AIMS guidelines. So we are following that, but it's a local limitation factor is to be take care of. अब आप सोचें कि जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे कर रहे हैं वहाँ कल्चर अवेलेबल नहीं है, गाइडलाइन में दे रखा है कि कल्चर भेजो फिर एंटीबायोटिक शुरू करो फर्स्ट। जब डायरिया 5 डेज नहीं रुकता है तो हम मतलब being a clinician at periphery level, it's very difficult to decide because patients and attendants, they are enforcing to control this infection. भाई डॉक्टर साहब आप क्यों बैठे हो, आपको ये नहीं आ रहा, देखो, और quack, those who are knowing the facts, they are having some inhibition to prescribe the drugs, but side में quack बैठा होता है, वो quack दे देता है antibiotic. So we should have some standard policies as per local demand, local factors. और हर चीज जो गाइडलाइंस है वो गाइडलाइंस सीजनल बेसिस पे मॉडिफाई होनी चाहिए। जैसे अभी हमारे पास नंबर ऑफ पेशेंट किसी का है, 3 महीने बाद किसी और चीज के आएंगे, तो ये गाइडिंग होना चाहिए कि ये वायरल इन्फेक्शन है, ये सीजनल फ्लू है, नथिंग टू वरी, वी शुड नॉट प्रिस्क्राइब एंटीबायोटिक अननेसेसरली. सो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, even with the history of single day fever, cough, pertussis cough, we can presume that this is the adenovirus infection, or it is just allergic rhinitis, nothing else. But because of no practical guidelines is there, no current guidelines is there, so we have to prescribe antibiotic. So this is the problem. So that has to be sorted out. So this is my humble request, Dr. Loken, that you should discuss with your authority that once we are having some group of patients or number of patients of a particular disease, that has to be scrutinized and that has to be investigated accordingly, and then we percolate the knowledge, whatever infection is there. And
definitely, I will convey your message to higher authorities, basically to develop guidelines, some government authorities or some principal level persons or our IMA top authorities,
But sir, this is
they can
this should be
take some initiative to develop these type of guideline and involve every doctors, every persons and specialty of different specialties persons. Then it is we get good output.
we would be happy to send the samples or different type of the patients, and we need to guide ourselves.
Recently, Government of India also having some training programs also and
So
some
IMA can help
antibiotic
us.
policy programs also. They are training and some doing some project also. In next lecture, we try to involve those persons they involved in antibiotic policy or antibiotic resistance prevention program of Government of India. Dr. Rajni Sharma is involved that program. I know. Then we involve Dr. Rajni also for if suppose next, or we can involve microbiology person for development of this some policies, some guidelines, some standard treatment guidelines as far as for prevention of antibiotic resistances.
May I request some IMA higher authority to give them their input? So what should be the further action to be taken? Sir, welcome, sir.
Welcome,
Hi,
Dr.
please.
Rajni Sharma.
Look to see you. Always smiling and cheering face. I am happy to see, and my day made a very nice.
Aspiring.
Where there are active persons, I am always there with doctors. So Lokendra, hello, and it's
हाँ,
all great.
नमस्कार नमस्कार नमस्कार
मेरा
सर.
वीडियो चल रहा था, लेकिन मैंने अभी इनको हाल्ट करा रखा है. मैंने कहा नहीं, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें जो आपके लिए काम में आएंगी, तो मैं कर रहा हूँ. मैं इसमें आपको ये बताना चाहता हूँ, अगर लोकल लेवल पे अपने को कराना है, तो अपने को जैसे आपने कहा भारती है, भारती मल्होत्रा को अपन ले सकते हैं. ऐसे पैथोलॉजी के हेड कौन है? राम बाबू है पीडियाट्रिक्स में.
हाँ.
तो इस तरीके से मेडिसिन में अपन
नहीं, आप चाहे तो अपन प्रिंसिपल सर को भी ले सकते हैं. बेसिकली अगर अपन सुधीर भंडारी सर को अगर लेते हैं अपन, तो देन वी हैव इन्वॉल्व गवर्नमेंट आल्सो फॉर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ पॉलिसी और एंटीबायोटिक पॉलिसी और फॉर rational use of antibiotics or for prevention of antibiotic resistance. So we have to involve top authorities like secretary medical education or principal SMS or some health minister also. Some we have presently there is antibiotic basically antibiotics week is going on for 1 week. Government of India or some I think because today Dr. Bharti and Dr. Rajni met with me and they try to support. They want support for their antibiotic week. They are celebrating antibiotic weeks for next 1 week. So we can IMA or we can involve that week. Involve them also for this some involvement of some event because they are conducting quiz also. They're conducting social awareness and community awareness also. They are conducting some study also. They are trying to sensitizing doctors and public also.
This time also in the whole corona time as well as in dengue time, every prescription is serving the 2 or 3 antibiotics. So it should be checked at least at the government level.
So the government, NMC and the government of India and state government also, they have prescription auditing team also. They have regularly advising and writing orders for prescription audits. But it is very difficult to manage.
Sir, my humble request, it should not be Inspector Raj, but they should make an example. They should make a model themselves that JK Long Hospital or SMS Hospital or some leading Apex Hospital are doing treatment without antibiotic. They should publish the data weekly. If these are the patients we are treating.
That is a good idea.
So that will give us the boost and confidence, and that has to publicize in public also. So public can understand that without antibiotic can be treated. So they should not force the private doctors to.
We should clap on this your idea because it will give an impact on the local population. Yes. If these persons are unnecessarily giving antibiotic, otherwise they can be treated on the economic basis and without any harm or resistance.
Yes, sir. So there should be supportive evidence that we can treat and what are the indications and especially nowadays, dengue shock, dengue bleeding, dengue hemorrhagic fever going on with septic sepsis. So at what adjuncture we should initiate the antibiotic? So that has to be very much clear, but somehow we are having some leverage to start antibiotic because of so many reasons. So that has to be guided by our authority and our peak institutes. So this is my humble request that can be helped through IMA also, and so this is my humble request, sir.
Good suggestion, Dr. Dhananjay. Good suggestion. Basically, we also try to some activities on 20th on antibiotic awareness, and tomorrow also in our college have 9:30 a.m. Microbiology department conducting some antibiotic week or celebration of some event.
But sir,
So,
celebration
I think
must be
suppose-
having some carry on message that has to be
that is
percolate-
purpose of
that
for
has to-
sensitization of
that has to be
doctors.
percolate to everyone. Those who are
Purpose of that.
yes, that
For that percolation, we require Dr. Dhananjay Bangal. One is the pediatricians. He is
we
invited
are
for
very
tea
happy
and
to take it.
he is invited for tea.
Because
So we are inviting Dr. Dhananjay Bangal and all our IMM members to come on our SMS Medical College and participate in celebration of antibiotic week. We have highly obliged. Suppose we have given some time to us, then we try to.
Sir,
This is if suppose we are attending that sensitization program, and definitely this is a good message conveyed to community and doctors also, doctor community also.
thank you, Dr. Loken, for your positive gesture and your commitment and dedication. So may I request anyone to having any discussion so we can go further. Otherwise, we'll go directly to our authority, central IMA or state IMA officiate to conclude this session. Please.
Dr. Garg to come out. Dr. PC Garg.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, conclude the session.
Sir, one more problem which we used to see is the prescription of drugs by everyone in the periphery, along with the counter sale. And in Corona Kal, we have seen the NGOs have distributed the kits of medicine, including azithromycin and all. So these type of practice increases the resistance. By the time the patient reaches to the tertiary center or medical college center, he has already taken 2, 3 or more antibiotics. So the cultures of these patients does not inform us properly.
So,
I think our specialists should take action. What
So
can
you are-
we do? एक तो counter sale from the medical store.
so you are advising for culture facility
Yes, Dr.
available
Lokendra.
at district level. Sir, as per your
Either it should
comments,
be available. No, my problem is
so I think
not the cultural facility should be available.
At the
No, it's not the problem. The problem of that first prescription is prescribed by layman or the master or the compounder or the medical store people. They used
yes.
to give the latest antibiotics which used to be prescribed by the tertiary level.
Yes, you are right, sir.
And they are giving not the full course. They are giving 2 doses, 3 doses, 1 day, 2 day. That will the main cause of resistance in periphery. So how
Yes.
we can sort out this problem? This is a very important thing.
Sir, you are very right.
Rest of the things,
Sir, you are very rightly saying.
yes,
So many regions, so many causes, we had to enumerate one by one, and we had to discuss in detail and how we can take the initiative to prevent antimicrobial resistance. So this is very important part, that to prescription to whom and what are the prescriptions. So we already covered that irrational antibiotic and misuse of
yes,
antibiotic.
yes.
Inappropriate antibiotic, and inappropriate antibiotic means the antibiotic being used by the inappropriate person also. So these
Yes.
are the things. What are the different causes? So we have to take care of all the causes. So this is very rightly said, Praveen sir. This is again a very relevant part to prevent this antibacterial resistance. So, so
But
please,
but here there are so many rules where it is clear cut written that a pharmacist can only prescribe or dispense the medicine, not the shopkeeper or other person.
But
only
recently,
problem
sir-
is this, that rules are not executed, implemented by the drug inspector department, because they are not having the so much of infrastructure with them. So they are helpless. So we have to.
not sir, they are not helpless. I think so. Willpower strong होना चाहिए.
Yes.
विल पावर स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए और सोसाइटी में मैसेज इतना स्ट्रांग जाना चाहिए.
Society should be trained that they will not take medicine.
Only qualified doctor, not for the different use of the this qualified doctors, but not for the avoiding the rule of the law, but they should have their other things also.
Yes.
So these are the things that has to be taken care of by the authority. And
We have extremes. Some patients are coming to us when we write viral fever and write antibiotic in prescription, they are asking, dear doctor, when you have diagnosed the viral fever and question mark also, why you are prescribing 2 or 3 antibiotics?
Yes.
Then we have to pacify them that it is because we are protecting you for the super-added infections, but it is very difficult.
Sir, thank you.
So we have to
Thank you,
educate
sir.
the society also.
Yes, sir. So that's why
Yes.
I already suggested to sensitize program not for the medical students as well as for the society also.
Public
And
health.
now, Dr. Harsh sir, may I request to Central Core Committee or Indian Medical Association Authority to conclude this session, so we can go further.
Okay. Should I, Dr. Garg?
Sir, yes.
Yes, today
Yes,
we
sir,
have
Dr. Harsh.
today we have a nice discussion. We have become more knowledgeable after the talk of the experts. We have decided to hold form the committees at different level, but it should have some flexibility to start with. It's my personal suggestion, because if you make some strong rules, rigid rules, then it is difficult to follow. So we finish this webinar. So very nice. We will report to the headquarters through our state headquarters.